Good morning, everyone. Just out here in the garden and came to look this morning. And I always think of what's the representation of us today in the garden. I see we got a bloom. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's one of the squash that got it's got two yellow blooms on it over there, which mean after a while we're gonna be getting some squash or either zucchini real soon. Um, if you don't mind, as you come in, can you please hit the like, or share, or subscribe, or even the dislike if you like to. One of them will be sufficient. Um, and this morning I look just like I sound. This is one of the days when I say to y'all, sometimes I just like to be out in the garden by myself because I don't feel like putting on no clothes. I don't feel like dressing up. No, none of that. Good morning, Shalissa. How you doing, girl? This be one of the mornings where I come out and I don't feel like putting on no clothes. I don't feel like doing nothing. I just want to come out here and sit in the garden and just look around for however long I want to sit here and look around and bask in the peace of what's out here in the garden because the real world is so freaking noisy. Everything about it. So I find great peace in just coming out here and being able to listen to the sprinklers, check on the flowers, all that good stuff right there. But um, what y'all got good going on? And yesterday, I know I did not have the interview. I talked about it on here yesterday. Yeah, I didn't. We didn't do the interview. Um, yeah, I'll just leave it at we didn't. Let me just turn around and regardless of what I'm looking like, I'm just looking like old regular smuggler me when I get up, wash my face, and brush my teeth. Hey, no, no wrap or anything on my head. I'm just good old natural. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? Um, what y'all got planned for today? I know most of y'all probably working and everything. The kids out on spring break, well, at least our kids out on spring break. Um, so I don't know what my kids gonna have planned and what they gonna try to do today. Shalissa, you on spring break? Are y'all still working right now? Yeah, I just came out and this morning I was laying in the bed and just, even though we on spring break, all I'm doing is I'm trying to can I just lay down in the bed and get me some extra sleep or whatever? And it don't matter what I do. I always say it don't never work. No matter how long I'm like, oh y'all still going at it. We on spring break now. This the first full week. They started Friday, so but and just that quick, I don't know, I already forgot what I was saying, but um yeah, just was laying there in the bed and just thinking, can I lay here and close my eyes back again? And yeah, it don't never work. So I got up and started making a whole bunch of phone calls and stuff that I needed to make, do some other things that I needed to do, moving around furniture, all of that good stuff already this morning. So, and now I'm here in my place of peace. And it looked like it's going to rain today. I love rainy days too. So I don't know what today going to bring. what I'm gonna do for the day. I don't have no plans. The garden is always one of my main spots. The first thing that I come to in the day while my kids sleeping in. They in chilling. Me and the husband the only ones up moving around and shaking. But and I'm going grocery shopping and when I get off, then that's it. We go on spring break next month. Dang, y'all gotta wait till next month for spring break. No, well, at least you got a job where you go on spring break with the kids. You got the time off that they got the time off. Oh, I love that. You have vacations all times of the year. But yeah, yesterday we was talking. We talked about what I took from um, Peach McIntyre. She had a short that was about why do black people have to. And yesterday we talked on. Um, she said join the conversation. So over here we did our own little thing and gave her flowers for bringing that conversation to the forefront. But um, I think my conversation turned in more into expectations, point blank, period. Do you have anybody having expectations of you, but they ain't putting none, ain't doing nothing for their own self, but expecting you to do everything? Child. And I done been in situations like that a whole bunch of times. And then I also thought about too. One of the things that I thought about was you got a bunch of you got a bunch of women, and it could be men too, but I know about the women have expectations of men, but those same women that got all them expectations of men, they ain't got no standards and no expectations for their own self, or no aspirations for their own self, but want the man to have everything in the world. Well, don't you know that only for so long that's gonna work with it being one sided like that? So if you need him to bring X, Y, and Z to the table, make sure you got your bag packed with some of them same things what you trying to make him bring to the table, and that's just real. um, I know a lot of people think, oh, he gonna do this for me and he gonna do that for me, and it's only so long that you can sit and watch him do everything before you gonna have to stand up to the bat and do what it is that you can do. Um, but yeah, I be seeing people have all these major expectations for everybody else when they ain't gotta bring nothing to the table. Life don't work that way. It ain't gonna never work out. It's just like me coming out here. We back to the garden again. Me coming out here and I ain't planting nail seed, no nothing. But I'm coming out here with the expectation that I'm finna harvest me some everything, harvest me a whole meal out here in this yard, and I ain't planting anything. People who show up and got expectations of everybody else, but I ain't expected to do nothing um, to add to the table. Well, you're gonna get the same thing that we would get if we ain't put no seeds out here in this garden and plant no food. You're gonna get nothing. You probably start out with getting seeming like everything going the way that you want to do, but eventually you're gonna end up with absolutely nothing. Cause I can make this look nice and pretty and don't put no seeds in it. It'll still have the same rows and everything here. But if I don't plant no food, then all I did was made some pretty rows that's gonna be pretty soon filled with a whole bunch of grass and nothing to eat out from out here. But since I'm in the position of I'm expecting, I done put in my work, I done put in my time, and I done sowed my seeds. So um where I'm at right now, I'm looking for what I'm gonna reap from my harvest. So basically what I'm saying, if your expectations is so high of everybody else, make sure yours and make sure your expectations is proper for your own self. So if you expecting somebody else to have X, Y, and Z, make sure you got those things going on. How you looking at somebody and saying they better have this amount of money and that amount of money, and you can't even match it? And I think too, some of us women, we be so gung ho for women empowerment, women empowerment. We gonna stand up for the ladies and whatever. Well, ladies, don't we give birth to sons too? And if some of these girls get to have the ways that they want to have in this world, then our sons is up shit creek. And I'm just gonna say it. Like, you better be careful about the things that you cheering some of these women on for. And some of them is rightfully so in the things that they doing. But I'm saying for some of them, ain't nothing happened to them. They done had the best of the best, and still they want more and more and more. He can't never do anything right. We have to stand in what is right, because sometimes we don't even think about it. As when we talking women talking to other women, we don't be thinking about, let me put my son or my brother um in the situation what they talking about, and if it was them, what would you be saying? What advice would you be giving to your brother or your nephew or something behind closed doors when it came down to that situation? And make that conversation be the same as if you standing in front of another woman that's trying to do whatever they is to some man, and you know it ain't right. Then speak on it in the same way. But you either, it can't be, oh, I'm gonna say this, this, and this because I'm related to them. No, if you gonna stand on truth, no matter which side it's on, whether it's a family member or stranger in the streets, stand on truth. Don't switch it up because it's one person or the other, or this person closer to you than the other. Be honest about it. I've been in a situation where I had one of my friends that I've been knowing for a long, long time, and she called me out the blue one day, and she was like, "Child, somebody and his name was Drake." But she was like, "Child, somebody went over and I hadn't heard from this friend in a long time." But she was like, "Girl, somebody had went and painted all over Dred car, his new truck or whatever." And she was like, and he blaming me for putting the paint all over his new car. And she said, and he trying to blame me for it. And then as long as she was talking, I let her talk or whatever. And then she said, um, now that don't even sound like nothing that I do. She was still making a statement. And then the next thing she said, and I'm still sitting quiet on the phone. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just quiet. She say, "Now, Shauna, do that sound like something I do?" And I said to her, I say, "Well, actually, it do sound like something you would do." I say, "It actually does sound just like something you would do. You sound like it." And then she said, "Ooh, girl, that's because I did do it." And before you know it, she full fledged, telling on herself, admitting that she the one did it. But what if I would have had the other reaction and I would have said, "No, it don't sound like nothing. It don't sound like nothing you would have did." Would she have let it stay in that place, or would she have admitted that, still admitted that she did do it? Oh, golly. I got the hiccups. I ain't had hiccups in forever and a day. What in the world? Right in the middle of my sentence. Hey, Kev. We just gonna go with Kev Aqua. Uh, Hi, greetings from Minnesota. Hey, welcome Minnesota in the house. Um, but I wonder what her response would have been if I would have said, if I would have went along with, yeah, no, I wouldn't. I don't believe you would have did anything like that. Would she just let me stay in that place and just pretend like, yeah, we didn't do it, but ended up admitting that she took a huge detergent bottle and she had a whole bunch of different color paints and stuff already inside the house. So she just took a variety of paints and poured them inside of a dish detergent bottle and mixed it with the dish detergent a little bit. And she took that dish detergent bottle and she squirted it all over that man's new car and messed up his car. But my thing is I don't care who you are. Um, Don't try to come over here and get me to lie for you, honey. You ready to lie to the police and whoever else you want to lie to, you go ahead and lie to them by your own self. Don't be expecting me. See, that's another expectation of people. They think because you they friend, when they get themselves in some trouble or whatever, and you ain't have no help in getting them into that trouble, they have expectations of you to get them out of said situation. Nah, baby, you come over here. Don't bring the man over here because all I have to do is I'm gonna have to be honest from where I am because I don't want them to come back 4, 5, 6 years later down the line and then be like, well, we came and questioned you about X, Y, and Z. We came and questioned you about X, Y, and Z about 3, 4 years ago, and then you don't forgot. You don't forgot what you said to them folks. Then I'm there looking like a fool, because I can't remember what all I said to you. So, mm-mm. No, we ain't finna play with them folks like that. But I'm just letting you know, if you need you a ride or die liar, you gonna have to go elsewhere. Don't come get Shauna, cause Shauna ain't gonna be no good person that can hold that lie down. Cause that's too many Child, you gotta remember too much stuff. And the truth comes easily. When you tell them the truth, you ain't gotta think it up. You ain't gotta make it up. You ain't even gotta think about it. Just flow off your tongue like no tomorrow. If you want to lie about something you did, don't call me on the other line trying to get me to take no hints and no nothing about anything. Cause I'm telling you, when it come down to that situation, I'm the dumbest rock on the block. I don't know nothing about it. So, and I ain't good at it no ways. Faking the funk, telling the lies, and all of that stuff. So, um, yeah. Don't call me to vouch for your lies. I can't do it. And then I know a lot of people in the black community. Oh my gosh. I don't know why all this stuff popping in my head right now, but ooh, don't call the police. Don't do this. Oh Lord. I try to be good and use use good words or whatever, for the most part. But if I pay my taxes, honey, anytime I need 911 here, I'll be dialing that number. Uh, Come right away. Please do. Shoot, I done paid you too. I'm paying taxes just like everybody else. No, I dial 911, so don't come bother with me if you don't want to deal with the man. Um, mm-mm. Yeah, and that's just me. Everybody got this whole thing where they done lost track of what it means to be a snitch. And just because you dial a police phone number does not make you no snitch. Um, no, it make you. I, I'm on the sidewalk. That's what they call it. They say you're on the side. I'm a sidewalk person. So um, yeah, it's just so many expectations, and that's what we talking about this morning. That's mostly where everything led to is expectations, living up to expectations, everybody else's expectations. Mm-mm. Well, I got expectations too. I got expectations of every day getting up and walking in peace right on out here to my garden and everywhere else I go. Expectations is peace. That's all. And even sometimes you leave somewhere and you go with the expectations of peace and you still don't get it. Still don't get it. But I'm just saying, Anybody having certain expectations of me, if you have expectations of me, you sure better have some for your own self. But yeah, I think that was a loaded conversation. What Peach put out there yesterday, and that conversation can go on and on. And not yesterday that she put it, she released that short. It was the day before yesterday. But it's a conversation that you can watch a couple times, and you can that conversation can stretch forever in a day. You know, especially if you open, if your thought process is open. And you all, we can come over here and sit and listen to the water sprinkler. It's like an ASMR for me. Another thing that bring me peace. Something as simple as a water sprinkler going um, is a very peaceful thing to me. And I love my. So, what did y'all do this weekend? My weekend was pretty much taken up. I didn't get to spend as much time out in the garden that I usually do, or whatever. My weekend was all tied up. Either way, whatever you did this weekend, I hope you had a great one. Mm, mm. If y'all listen long enough, you'll feel like you're here on the farm, listening to all the animal sounds. Peaceful. Last night I went to bed and thought of one more thing that we can add to the garden. But then that means I have to till up some more land. I gotta till up some more land. I keep coming up with more and more things. And usually every year we grow peanuts. I don't know why this year I didn't think that peanuts, but usually I plant the peanuts in my garden beds. But this year me and my husband talking about planting them out here in the garden. I've never planted them in the garden before, not in the not in the ground. So I just don't know how our little squirrel friends and stuff gonna treat our peanuts. If they gonna eat them all, or we gonna get a harvest. But I guess later on today I'll be going on a search for some raw peanuts from somewhere to plant in the garden. But y'all, I really didn't come on with a conversation this morning. If y'all got something you want to put in the chat, something that y'all want to conversate about, we can. But other than that, I just came out here to enjoy the sound of my water sprinkler and sit in the garden. That's all before I get my day cracking with my crew. Cause they let me know last night already that they was making plans for today. So I know we will be out and about today. Uh, but yeah, we thought of peanuts that we usually go. I still gotta put my sweet potato vines down. Even though I got sweet potatoes growing in one place already, but I haven't put down any vines for this season yet. But I gotta put down sweet potato vines. It made me think about it as soon as we pulled out. The kids was like, Can we put on our bathing suit and stand in the water sprinklers? And like I ain't too ready for that just yet. You know, still be having those up and down weather changes, and ain't nobody got time for all the snotty, nasty nose and everything. They already be coming home with enough germs from the schoolhouse as it is. Um, Now you ready to run into the sprinklers? Nah, just give it a couple of more weeks. Wait till spring come on in. You know, once they start playing around in the water and all of that stuff, it turn into nonstop. Every day we need to play in that water. So if it wasn't a shame, I think I could come out here, leave from my bed, and come out here. And if the weather be right, I can come outside and probably go to sleep out here listening to the water sprinkler. Is anybody else growing anything new? Adding anything to your life? Um, have you planted anything recently? Are you planning on making a garden? Is it still cold where you are? Are you able to plant anything yet? Do you not want a garden? You know, what is your plan? And if you ain't planning on a garden, what other ways are you preparing yourself for, you know, some of the things that um you consider preparation for whatever coming? Because I don't know what all coming, but I know what I believe. Um, and what I can see that's happening in the news and stuff like that, which makes me stay on the path of um, always trying to provide or um, solely for me and my family, especially when they do the recalls and stuff like that. Anytime they do a recall or whatever they talking about, they recall. I don't have zero dealings with it. Right now, the one thing that I stopped buying from the store because they had the recalls on is lettuce. So I am currently not even touching the lettuce section of any store, period. But then again, I don't have to worry about bothering with it because right now I grow my own lettuce. But every now and then, before, because we use a lot of it here, um, I would pick up some from the store. You know, whenever I would go there. Now, I just don't bother at all. And that's the one thing about messing with the grocery stores. You can know what you're getting yourself into when you're growing your own stuff. You know what you put in it. You know what you don't put in it. But anytime you getting stuff from the grocery store, you never. It's like a box. Opening up a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. And sometimes, just think about it. When they making a recall on something, that recall is made because somebody already done tried the poison already and ingested it already to enable for the rest of the world to know that there's a recall on anything. But if you're growing your own food to the best of your abilities and stuff. Those are things you don't have to worry about. What are they doing to our food and stuff in these stores and everything? What is it that we ingesting? And I can't say it enough times that there is no food that tastes better than the food that you grow at your own house, in your own yard. It has no comparison to the food what they have in the grocery store. You get a tomato from out of the grocery store and you get a tomato from out your garden. Cut one up in one bowl and put on it what you like to put on it. Cut one in the other bowl. Or if you like to eat tomatoes just the way they are, then try it just that way and see the difference. Not just a little difference, but a huge difference between what you got from the grocery store and what you growed in your yard. Tastes like two different situations. Same thing. There's a huge difference between a fresh egg and an egg you get from the grocery store. Huge difference in taste and everything. So, and the only way you really gonna try it is you get to somebody's farm that provide those things and you have another one to put on the side of it, and to comparison. Or you provide those things on your own property and land, But there is definitely a difference between the two of them. You think what you get out of the grocery store it tastes good? Try it for yourself, and you can see and taste and know you got the best of the best when you growing it yourself. And of course, we don't grow eggs, but the chickens do. Yeah, I remember I posted a video one time of what we harvested from our garden for the day, but I had a bunch of eggs in the video, and everybody was like, "Wait a minute, where you get the eggs from?" I was like, "Come on, people, we don't grow eggs. We got chickens here too that lay eggs for us on a daily basis. So, and there's several reasons you don't want to depend on your grocery store and everything. You know, the day you go in there and all you have is some sort of a card or whatever, and whatever on that day machines and stuff are down, you might walk in there and get the surprise, and they say that they only accepting cash for the day, you know, and it looked like to me that eventually cash is going away. So what happens on those days when the only thing we got is the card to depend upon, but computers shut down and stuff all the time. So when they take cash away, what happens when you get ready to go to the grocery store and then the cards and stuff ain't working? Computers ain't up like they supposed to. Um, have you a second plan? Plan A, B, and C. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm starting to learn. I have to start learning. I can say I've already started learning because I'm asking questions and stuff. That when I grow stuff in my garden, um, the first thing I think of is um, when I'm gonna store it away. The first thing I think about is let me bag everything in Ziploc bags and everything and store them away in my deep freezer. Um, but now I have to think outside of the box of that because you thinking about storing stuff. I don't know if y'all done seen like the different games they've been playing with the electricity and stuff like that. What happens if you stored up all of that food in your deep freezer and then electricity goes out? That deep freezer can only hold up that food for X amount of time. Unless you already made the preparations of having like you generators and stuff like that. That's another way of preparing for this world. For you to have generators, different means of electricity. So what if I've stored up all of that food and I've put it all in the deep freezer and then the power goes out? Either I'm gonna be cooking for the whole neighborhood or whatever, or some food is going to be going bad. So I need to learn another way of storing the things that I grow, other than just putting it into the deep freezer. So this year, um, that is something that I'll be working on, getting my mason jars and all of that good stuff together to learn how to do canning and putting stuff away in different ways. You're never too old to learn. I've been looking up different videos and stuff, of how to do this. And stuff always look more intimidating to me than what it really is because I've been watching Homestead Heart for a minute, and I don't watch several of her videos where she do canning and everything. But it just always seems like I'm gonna miss that one particular step that's gonna have all of my stuff all the way jacked up and everything. Maybe I'm the one with the jar with the nicked edge on it, and then my stuff ain't going. Or maybe I heard what she said and it ain't locked like it's supposed to, and then the next thing you know, I look on my shelf and all of my stuff going bad because it didn't seal right or whatever. I'm an overthinker. So I be overthinking something. So then sometimes I just have to say, girl, just go ahead and dive in and go on and do it. Stop being scared of um, you may not get it right. So, and I just think too, if I do get it wrong, then I can learn something for it. And I think that if you do get, I think in one of her videos I saw that if you do get it wrong and you discover that the jar didn't seal right, then it's one that you want to use immediately. Go ahead and use it. But I gotta find my one particular thing that I want to start with learning how to can or whatever, and then stick with that. I probably do me some tomatoes since I got so many tomatoes planted. I would love to can me some tomatoes because um, we love dishes that have tomatoes in it over here. But I don't know if y'all realize over time, everything that you buy from the grocery store and you like the way it tastes and stuff, eventually they start playing around with the recipe, doing different stuff to it, and the stuff don't taste the same no more. So I find that when you get tomatoes in the can right now, it's like it's something going on with the acid in it. It's like the acid is getting more and more stronger. I don't even know how to say it. Like that heartburn, that burning in the back of your throat thing. I don't know. It's just like tomatoes ain't the same as they used to be no more. So, and last year was the first time my tomatoes I planted last year around this same time. I still got all of those. I still not all of those because I had tomatoes planted out here in this part right here that are no longer here. But I got 5 plants still from last season up in the other part of the garden that are still producing. And I say, honey, if I can get all of my tomatoes to last for all season round and last through the cold, whew, um, I'll be doing great. So I hope my tomatoes this year last like the ones that I had this because I still got the ones from some of the ones from last year, and they still producing tomatoes. Got blooms on them and everything still right now. Well, I seen one of them got 4 blooms on it and everything. So we'll see. What it gonna do? But I wanna. That's the one thing that I do want to learn how to can is my tomatoes. And I think we got like, mm, we probably got 60 or more tomato plants planted right now. And you really can't see them from over here, but trust me, they're over there and it's plenty of them. All of that you see over there got things planted in it that you can't really see. Especially I haven't mulched that yet. We waiting on mulch to completely cover all the ground out here in our garden, so we'll no longer be walking through dirt or any of that stuff. But this part over here look like all the leaves just gonna keep covering the ground over here. And that means I have officially been out here in the garden for an hour and 30 minutes because that's what I set the timer to for that, for this part of the yard. So we got one watering session done. But yeah, I'm gonna switch our watering system up and exchange it around to a different position because the main part of my goal is to try and water my squash and zucchini and my cucumbers in first thing in the morning, so when the sun comes out, um, it can dry all of those things up because when the leaves on the squash and zucchini and the cucumbers, when they don't dry throughout the day, then they create a like a powdery mildew that's on them. And so we don't want no mold and mildew growing on our plants or no none of that stuff. So that's why we try to get that watered first thing in the morning. I don't know. It's a little part of the ground that I keep looking at over there. And every now and then I keep seeing like there's smoke coming up out of the ground, which usually means when I see it doing that, there's like a this dry something like a I don't even know what you call it, but I guess it's something like an area where it's getting ready to create like a mushroom or something like that, and then it get like this powdery like substances when it hit the ground. You can see the plume of like dust fly or whatever. I don't know what's up with it doing that. Okay, it's back on. But anyways, it I keep seeing that it's the water hitting this certain part of the ground over there, and then like I see that plume of smoke that comes up right there by squash or whatever. So I don't know what that's doing. But anywho, but yeah, I suspect in a little bit we gonna have us some squash and zucchini starting to show themselves. Cause I see not. I thought I only seen two from earlier, but I actually see three blooms over there on one plant. So we gonna see what it gonna do. Cause my squash and zucchini plants usually be the first thing that be done and over with because the squash, zucchini, and the cucumbers be the first thing to be done and over with because the squash bugs here are so bad, so they get inside and be eating the plant from the inside out. So um, it's the most troublesome thing that we do grow. And if I don't want to deal with the bugs out in the garden, I sure don't want to deal with it when I go inside the house and cut open a squash or zucchini and see a worm crawling on the inside of the squash or zucchini. Mm-mm. That ain't none of my thing. So then at that point, I still don't throw them away in that way, but what I do for them if they continue to put out fruit on them, um, I it becomes a good meal for my chickens and my pigs then at that point. And so whatever they put out at after that point when they start getting the worms and stuff in them like that, um, they then at least feed our animals here. So that was good. But yeah, y'all, I didn't come on to stay on for a long period of time. I just said Sam I'm gonna click the live whenever I come out in the garden on most of the days that I feel up to it, showing, I have some really, really peaceful days, but when timing is off, when life be lifing, it is what it is. But these are the kind of days that I have more than anything in the world of days of it's just peaceful, able to move about. But I'm gonna get ready to get off of here and get my day started. Not that my day ain't started, but I got other people with expectations, expectations of the things that I'm going to do um, for today. And while I'm sitting here talking to y'all, I'm braiding my hair down. So, you know, not imperfect, but just so that I can wrap it and go on about my day. And I might end up doing my hair if I don't end up doing somebody else's hair again. Um, but yeah, I'm not a person that like to keep like hair weaves and stuff like that in my hair. I love having them in there, but keeping them in for and I have some my hair is thick in the front and thin in the back. And ooh, actually one of these days I might go and get me a blowout and put nothing in my head. Just do my hair. But anyways, I don't know what I'm gonna do because even that will give me anxiety sometimes where I just feel like I need to hurry up and snatch it out of my head because I like just being me, naturally me, with the things that came along with me. Hey, son. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I am gonna finish braiding down my hair just so I can be able to wrap it in a headscarf like I usually like to. Um, but anyways, hopefully everybody that came through and said hi. I hope you all are growing you some food, growing in life, point blank period. And I'm sure if you do start growing, it can become very, very contagious and you will grow into growing more food, which is not a bad thing at all. But um this is Life with Tashanna over here, where we are also called a high class gardeners. A high class gardener is just um, our way of saying, um, we'll grow the food, we'll harvest the food, we'll plant the food, but we ain't playing around with no bugs, no snakes, and no worms and all of that stuff in the garden. Us as high class gardeners. You know, get into it, grow, 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 grow. That's all I can say. Um, until next time, you all. Um, I'll probably see you all tomorrow morning, and maybe I'll have something to talk about then. Or it could be later on tonight. I might have something to talk about then. But until then, you all, I'm gonna sign off and see what else life has to offer Tashana. This is Life with Tashanna. We will talk to y'all next time. And for those of y'all who I usually ride out with during your lunch break or your work day or whatever, uh, we'll do it another day. Thank y'all for coming through, and don't forget to hit the like, share, dislike, whichever one you want to. Subscribe, even if you would like to. But we'll see y'all later on today or maybe tomorrow. Y'all have a good day.